Hi guys, so for today's video we're doing it a little bit different. I'm not doing any work currently. I just wanted to sit down and talk to you guys about growing garlic in your garden. It's one of the easiest veggies that you could grow. I want to go into details as to the different varieties that I planted. I have 2, 4, 6, 8 beds of garlic, so I went pretty ham this year, and I planted these maybe a month later than I normally would. Normally I planted the very first week of October. This time I planted it the last week of October and the first week of November, so they are late, but like I always say, better late than never, especially when it comes to gardening. We're gonna start on the front bed, which you guys saw a glimpse of in the tomato video, and I planted that up October 29th. I planted 44 elephant garlic. So these are maybe double or triple the size of a normal, like double the size of a normal garlic clove. They are a bit milder than your regular garlic, but I like them because they're bigger, it's easier to clean. I have some smaller stems in the front. I did check to make sure that I didn't plant another variety in there with the elephant garlic, because some of them are pretty small, even smaller than some of my regular garlics here. So I'm a little bit concerned that I don't know what happened with those, but you can't see until you kind of pull them up. So I'm hoping they're still a really good size. With the elephant garlic, those are all garlic cloves that I saved from a crop that I did last year. And when you save your garlics, it'll kind of get bigger and bigger. So I try to save the garlic cloves, and I also try to label it just so that I could keep the different varieties separate. And then I also know like which ones I like from which ones I dislike, even though garlic is garlic. So that's the very first bed. Elephant garlic, like your hardneck garlics, although it's a milder garlic, it also gets garlic scapes. So I did harvest about 6 garlic scapes with you. I haven't seen any more yet, but they should be coming soon. The rest of the garlic, I do have to harvest the garlic scapes, and I'll do that with you in a few after we finish this. Starting from this side, so my right, probably when you're looking at this, your left. So I planted, these are German extra hardy. I first planted them in 2002. So this is garlics that I saved myself, and I put little extra details, like you usually get about 6 cloves per head. So they are pretty big garlic. They are hardneck garlics, so you'll see they'll have scapes here. And I did 77 garlics in here. So that's a lot. And then I also did German extra hardy over here as well, but these are from Hudson Valley. So the garlic seeds that I did purchase, I purchased all of them from Hudson Valley. I purchased a pound, and I was able to get 4 to 6 cloves per head. So with a pound of garlic, I was able to get 37 garlic cloves, which is not too bad. So they are a little bit smaller than the ones that I planted from last year. So that's the thing, if you are planting garlic, you want to save from the ones that you planted the previous year, and that will ensure that you'll get like a bigger head of garlic the next year. The middle here is the Romanian red. I planted those last year, so these are garlic cloves that I saved, and I planted those October 29th. So all the ones that I've listed so far, they are from October 29th. In total here we have 77 cloves. So these are also hardneck garlic, and so all the front one here, including the elephant garlics, we're going to be harvesting the scapes from them. The garlic at the front of the house, that's music garlic, also from Hudson Valley, and you were able to get like 4 to 6 cloves per head, and I planted 45 in the front, and I planted those November 2nd. On both sides of this arch is Softneck red. Also purchased 2 pounds from Hudson Valley. In the back middle here, so directly behind me, I planted some BJ's organic garlic, the Spice World brand specifically. So we have 64 back here, and these are the ones that I saved from last year, and they are also a Softneck variety. So I also have another set back here. These are Trader Joe's garlic. So they have a organic garlic that they sell at Trader Joe's, and I planted 25 back here, and then I also planted 30 along the side. So those are all Softneck garlic. I planted the one in the back November 19th and the one at the side November 30th. I didn't do much as far as initial planting. I dug a hole twice as deep as the garlic, and I added either plantain or either plantain or garden tone in the mix, and that was pretty much it. So I've only feed my garlics twice. First on the initial planting, and second when everything is kind of, you know, coming up in the beginning of spring. I do mulch them immediately. So as soon as I put them in the ground, I think I also sprinkle some more fertilizer on top, and then I go ahead and mulch them with the straw. I haven't had any problem with that. I like to use that method to help retain water. Let's go over the indicators of like when your garlic is ready. You can see at the end of the leaves of the garlic, you'll see that they are yellowing, kind of dying off. That's a good indicator that your garlic will be ready soon. By soon, I mean like within maybe maybe like 4 weeks actually, minimum. And for the Hardneck variety, you'll see them kind of forming scapes. And I'll bring you guys closer to see that. And I like to harvest my scapes of the Hardneck variety once they've done a single curl. That's usually when I go around and I take my clippers and I cut those off. With the garlics too, after I do the scape harvest, I usually wait like 3 weeks, and I'll actually pull out a head just to check. There's nothing wrong with that, you know, just to make sure, because if you keep them in the ground too long, they could actually start to split. So to be safe, I'll usually pull out like a head at 2 weeks, a head at 3 weeks, just to make sure that the indicators are correct. So let's actually do the harvest now. You could use a pruner or a kitchen scissor, and I like to make sure that I'm sanitizing my whatever tool that I'm using to harvest the scapes. So I just put some alcohol on a piece of napkin, and then I will just wipe down my pruners. I definitely don't want to spread any disease to these garlics. They've been growing for like 9 months. I do not want to ruin that by simply skipping this step. So I just give them a nice clean. My pruners definitely need a lot more work than just a nice clean, because if you could see, they're like pretty dull. I use my hand to snap it back out, but that's for another time. Maybe I'll do a short restoring my little pruners. Okay, so right now we're doing the Romanian red, and let me make sure you could see here. You see that curve, how it just makes a circle and then comes back through? That's the optimal time that you want to harvest your garlic, and you want to go all the way down to the start of that scape, and then you want to make a cut. So like that. And as I switch from the different beds, I'm going to sanitize my pruners once again. So I've seen where people use their garlic scapes for pesto. I'm not a big pesto fan, but what I will do is we make green sauce, which is like onion, garlic, all of that good vegetables that we use in majority of our cooking as a Jamaican. So I would blend up mine in that, or I just chop them up and freeze it, and I use them in stir fries, I use them in omelet, things like that. So I just kind of use it as my garlic replacer in the meantime until my garlics are ready. Crazy thing is, I still have to get scapes from this bed. This is the chestnut. I have to get scapes from here as well. Scapes here are still pretty small. And then I have to get scapes from the music garlic out front. Something I do want to note that I don't want to forget is when you are planting your garlic in containers, you will have to feed your garlic a lot more than if they are in ground. You have to remember they're not getting any of that nutrients from any of the organisms in the soil, like the worms, so you'll get like worm compost when you plant them in ground. But in the containers, you're going to have to be that source of nutrients. So do not be like me and forget to fertilize your garlic in the containers. If you had to put an alarm on your phone, do so. But I did do an initial feeding when I first planted them in mid-November, and then I did a feeding in March with the other ones, and I think I'm going to do another feeding maybe next week. But I do think you should at least be feeding them 3-4 times during the growing period. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.